to Shoot Time in the Morning
with Mitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Shoot Time in the Morning with Mitch. We're here, we're learning about resistance. Alright, how do we build our muscles? Through resistance. Remember, we have a force on earth that stops us from floating away, and that is called gravity. When I drop this ball, it doesn't fly away into the never regions like it would do in outer space because the planet Earth has gravity. When I drop it, it goes down. Now, because gravity is a force, it draws objects towards its center. Now, we're stopped because there is earth between us. But if this earth was water, it would sink right down to the bottom. Alright? You keep sinking until you get to the center of the earth. Now, all that is to say is, how can we use that gravity to build our muscles? Well, we can simply put resistance against gravity in the form of weight, and that will allow us to build our muscles. So, last time we worked, we learned about the squat. We initially planned on doing the leg press. The leg press had some technical difficulties, so we learned about the squat. Now, today, we're going to learn about how can we build the opposing muscle in the weight room. Now, here's our quadricep. Our quadricep straightens the leg at the knee. Well, what is the name of the muscle on the back that bends the leg at the knee? If you can't answer that right now, you need to do some studying because you're going to be between a rock and a hard place when it comes for the next quiz. So, by now you should be able to correctly identify the names of the muscles in your body. So what's this one called? It's called the hamstring. The hamstring bends the leg at the knee. And so, because we bend the leg at the knee, alright, we can do a number of things like we showed in here before, such as adding a medicine ball to our legs as we bend the legs while we're lying down, okay? We can also do a lunge. We grab dumbbells like we demonstrated before and do a lunge. Step out and lunge down and stand up. But there are specially created devices in the weight room to help us develop our strength in our legs, and we will find out very soon just what those are. This morning,
Remember, guys, as we make our way to the weight room, be looking for something either in this room, it's got to be out of place. Something in this room, while Mr. Shoemaker is carrying the camera, it might be me carrying the camera once in a while, it might be Mr. Mitchell, something en route to the weight room, something in either the cardio or weight room. Now, having said that, Mr. Janice works out of the cardio room. We're excluding his stuff. He's got a table there with a bunch of stuff on it. It won't be in that. Something out of place. I talked to the purple dot, and actually, Mr. Mitchell, I walked in on you talking to the purple dot too.
Although we do call it the purple sticker.
Sticker? Well, he's dot to me. What were you telling that purple dot?
I was talking to the kids about that last video and how hard it was to find the purple sticker, and that they were basically, like we talked on the last video, maybe less than 2% of all the kids could find that sticker.
Right, and they didn't find it till the very end. Mr. Shoemaker, what's your thoughts on the purple dot or sticker?
the purple sticker
Do you miss it?
looks like a white sticker, if you ask most of my students.
That's true also.
True. It does look white on the video. So, we're taking a break from the purple sticker, purple dot. It's going to either be something in this room en route or in the cardio weight room, excluding Mr. Janice's stuff on the table.
All right, if it's white and purple, can we call it like Wurple? Can it be the Wurple sticker?
Sure, Wurple. I like that. I like that. All right, you guys ready? Follow us. Let's go.
All right, take it away once more.
Charge!
All right, resistance, huh?
There it is, the resistance.
I try and resist Mr. Boring all the time. Does that count?
The resistance. Here is our wonderful locker room. We miss you, young men.
Mm-hmm.
Young ladies, we miss you too, but this happens to be the men's locker room.
There's a teaching station right there.
Oh, that's where we teach from regularly. All right. Here is our wonderful locker room. on the way to the weight room, maintaining social distance.
Gonna have to do a video on all the different cardio machines one of these days. That'll take a while. You got a bunch. That's Mr. Janice's station. There we go. Well, I love the weight. I'm right at home in the weight room.
It is. It's a great place to be.
It is. I feel very
Welcome,
comfortable.
guys. Welcome.
So far, we've learned about how to use weights in the squat. All right. Now we're going to learn about how to strengthen our hamstrings through the hamstrings muscles. Yeah, what's that? Okay. Remember, what's the function of the hamstring, guys and gals? If you said it bends the leg at the knee joint, then you've won the $1 million prize. All right? Now, we can show you with the weight stack that actually works this time how to utilize weight. All right? Remember, we said when we work against gravity, all right, the resistance of the weight being lifted off against the gravity is how we develop the resistance that works against our muscles. If you see here, you have a weight stack. You can remove the pen and you can shove it any which way is possible, all right? If you look right here on this particular device, it has how much each. And you'll have a weight stack list there, all right? You can put the weight pen into the proper stack, all right? We're going to start here just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to put it into 3. I look at 3, and that is 60 pounds. So, the next step is to place your feet on top of the pad. And then the bracing pad is going to come down on top of your legs. You adjust the bracing pad by pulling the yellow catch and then lowering it down. Now, if you see here, there's a catch here where a pin will go in a hole to make sure you're safe. Right? It's not in right now, you can see, because it's still out. So you always want to make sure that goes in, and this will slide in as you go to the right spot. And now it's in the proper spot. Okay? You're going to have your handles. You're going to grab the handles with your hands, put your feet together, and remember, we're working the hamstrings. So it bends the leg at the knee. Since it bends the leg at the knee, we just want to bend our legs at the knee. Now you always want to go a full range of motion. All right, all the way out, full range of motion, and release it back to a full straight leg. All right? Full range of motion all the way in, and all the way back out. Now, some common mistakes are, if you load too much weight, or weight you can't handle, sometimes you'll try to push it, and you only get about that far. But your legs move further than that, so make sure you move them all the way back. All right? If you're just doing the partial motion, you will not have the proper muscular strength, and it can lead to injury. So make sure you push all the way through the entire motion and come all the way back. Okay? Now, this is just an example for demonstration purposes. You see, when I bend my legs, the weight stack goes against gravity. It lifts up. All right? So this much weight is now being supported by the muscle in use, which is my hamstring. So, right now, I have 60 pounds of weight being supported by my hamstring. I lower it back down, and that's how the resistance works through the machine on your hamstrings. Now, when we do a regular workout, we have sets and rep schemes. Usually we do 3 sets. That's the basic starter amount of sets. And a set can be anywhere from a set of 5 to a set of 20. Right? If you do 4 to 6, that's generally where you go to develop power and strength. If you do 10 to 12 or 15, that's to develop hypertrophy. All right? Hypertrophy or hypertrophy is to develop your muscles. So, that being said, we want to start right in the middle for you guys. Start with a nice round number of 10. All right? Now, I'm going to give you an example of how to work with utilizing the proper weight for me. So I'm going to go down and pick a weight I know works for me. Now you notice I take my feet off of the device so that way the pen can slide in just a little bit easier than it normally would. Okay? So I'm going to put it in. All right? And this is about 175 pounds. Right? Same thing applies. I'm going to put my legs on the protective padding. I'm going to pull out the catch for the brace pad, and I'm going to make sure it pops in. And now I'm ready to perform the movement. I want to make sure my hands are out of the way, so I put them on the handles. And then I breathe in before I do the work, and breathe out as I'm doing the work. So, like such. Breathe in, all right, and I'm breathe out as I do the work. Now, what I like to do is always have control of the weights, but you're going to move with power when you're doing the motion and lower it down slowly, all right? All right, when you're done with the last one, hands off, release the catch for the brace, pull it up, you're going to slide your feet out, and then usually you will switch with your partner, all right? You take a rest while your partner's lifting, and when your partner's done, then you jump back on. But because we're in this time, we're just going to show you one person, and then we will hopefully be back to normal in January. All right, let's head back to headquarters, guys.
Absolutely. Nice job, Mr. Shoemaker.
Yes.
How do those hamstrings feel?
Phil, like $1 million. Feels like I could run a 4:140 again.
That's a movement. I had a couple kids wishing for $1 million the other day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
A couple kids got clever with their wishes too.
Yeah. I had one kid wish for 9 trillion. I don't know where we got 9 trillion from.
Nice round number.
A lot of money. It is. It's kind of 9 trillion. Not 10 trillion or 1 trillion, 9 trillion.
Well, welcome back, guys.
Oh. All right.
Well, as you remember last video, we had to my right in the middle of your video, the Jolly Geographer.
Woo-hoo-hoo! The Jolly Geographer.
We also have the Fun Factor Actor. And of course, yours truly, the Joke Jester. Jolly Geographer, what do you got for us today?
Well, first and foremost, we're able to find out what the name of the mountain that faces due south is. Due south. Remember, geography and physical education go hand in hand because we have to be able to tell our way around to be able to navigate. All right? Remember, we have the air traffic, and we'll talk about the air traffic in the future. That's one indicator of which way our directions are. But the big mountain with the big box on it, just south of us, due south, is an indicator of which way south is whenever you're in the Almond Valley. And the name of that is, do either of you know?
I do.
What is it, Mr. Mitchell?
Umino.
Mount Umino. And here's a fun fact from the Jolly Geographer to the Fun Factor Actor. Umino is the Ohlone word for hummingbird. The mountain was named after the chief of the Ohlone, Chief Umino, and he was named after the hummingbird. If you think of it phonetically, that's the sound that the wings make of a hummingbird. All right, so there is the southern landmark of the Almond Valley, but just north of Bret Harte, we have a set of hills. Do you know what those hills are called? Those hills are the northern part of Almond Valley, and they have a similar name to a street in San Jose, also a high school. They are all named after the same thing. What is the name of the hills that are just north of Bret Harte that you can see from the Bret Harte field? some of you guys may live in a house on those hills. What's the name of those hills? That's our geography question.
Fun fact or after? What you got for us?
Well, I'm still thinking about Amanum. Have you guys hiked Amanum? That is
I have.
a great hike.
Absolutely.
They built that hike about, what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? And that is a beautiful hike. And when you get up there, what a view. What a view.
Oh, yeah. See the whole Bay Area. You can see all the way to San Francisco on a clear day.
Kids, if you haven't done that hike yet, you got to do that hike. I'm telling you.
Mr. Mitch, was that view better than the one getting you from Mr. Shoemaker and me?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know what's that.
I don't know. You know.
All right, fun fact. Mr. Mortimer, I know you like candy.
Yes, I do.
All right, so the fact is, and the question is, what does M&M stand for in M&M's? You've been eating those things for how long? Do you know what M&M stands for?
And what's your favorite color of them? That's a great question.
I'm stumped.
There you go.
I know they taste good.
And they do taste. In fact, I had some last night.
Peanuts or no?
No.
Just plain, huh?
Just plain.
The plain?
And I like the blue ones too. Nobody
Blue
likes the
ones.
blue ones.
Oh,
But
yeah.
blue ones, I like the blue ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, from Joke Jester, I got another joke for you. Here it is. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9. Now, I know you know that when you're thinking, oh my goodness. Well, I got in addition to that joke. So, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Why is 8 afraid of 9? Because 9 has 10 brothers. And I heard that those 10 brothers, when you look at them closely, their heads look like they have a potato head.
Potato head?
Whoa! What is going on here? We always seem to get down on the yellow brick road. What are we doing here?
Same thing as always, Mr. Shoemaker, building healthy relationships.
And what's the purpose of our art?
HR squared.
Honesty, respect, responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here fighting a good fight. All right, stay positive. All right, keep on pushing and be a better person today than you were yesterday.